Hello, I'm Jaylen Brooks, reporting live for Channel 41. We're discussing this breaking news from CNN. Former President Trump dined with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at Mar-a-Lago on Friday. This comes days after Trump proposed a 25% tariff on goods from Canada and Mexico. The dinner reportedly included discussions on fentanyl, trade, and the trade deficit. Jack, what's your initial reaction to this seemingly contradictory timing of dinner diplomacy following tariff threats?
Jaylen, it is almost like a classic plot twist, right? First, you have the dramatic tariff announcement, and then you have this diplomatic dinner. It feels a bit like a scene from a political drama where you're not sure if they're going to talk about trade or just enjoy some really good steak. But on a serious note, it is an intriguing juxtaposition. Trump's aggressive tariff stance could potentially disrupt trade, yet he is sitting down for what is described as productive talks with Trudeau. It makes you wonder about the real agenda behind these conversations.
Well, Jack, you're right. It does have a touch of House of Cards to it, doesn't it? But look, the CNN report highlights the potential disruption these tariffs could cause to supply chains and industries. So, while we don't know exactly what was discussed, it's likely trade was a key topic. Trump specifically mentioned the trade deficit with Canada in his post-dinner statement. It will be interesting to see how this plays out, given the potential impact on USMCA and the previous trade tensions during Trump's first term. It's a real cliffhanger, folks. Turning to our next story, this one from National Public Radio, published just a few hours ago. It's a truly heartbreaking report about an Israeli airstrike in Gaza that has reportedly killed 5 people, including at least 3 World Central Kitchen workers. The Israeli military claims they were targeting a militant involved in the October 2023 attacks, but World Central Kitchen says they have no knowledge of any such connections. This is the second time this year the organization has been hit by Israeli strikes in Gaza. Jack, what are your initial thoughts on this tragic incident?
Jaylen, this situation is indeed tragic. What stands out to me is the complexity and the devastating human cost of these ongoing conflicts. The fact that World Central Kitchen, a humanitarian organization, finds itself caught in the crossfire is particularly distressing. It raises questions about the challenges of operating in such volatile regions and the importance of safeguarding humanitarian aid workers. Also, the call for World Central Kitchen to investigate its employees adds another layer of tension, potentially impacting their crucial work. It is a stark reminder of how deeply intertwined humanitarian efforts can become with the conflicts they aim to alleviate.
Jack, I completely agree with your assessment. It's truly heartbreaking to see humanitarian workers caught in the middle of this conflict. It underscores the immense challenges faced by organizations like World Central Kitchen. As reported by NPR, this is, tragically, the second time this year that their workers have been killed in Gaza by Israeli strikes. The incident raises serious concerns about protecting aid workers in conflict zones. The need for thorough investigations and accountability is paramount. This is a devastating loss for World Central Kitchen and a stark reminder of the human cost of this ongoing conflict. Now turning to our next story, folks. The Washington Post reports a massive lake-effect snowstorm is burying parts of the Great Lakes. 30 inches have already fallen in some areas, and more is on the way. Interstate 90 is even shut down, stranding holiday travelers. Jack, what immediate steps can these communities take to mitigate the impact of this extreme weather?
These communities, Jaylen, need to prioritize clear communication and coordination with emergency services to ensure safety and timely responses. Utilizing local media and social platforms can help keep residents informed about road closures and safe routes. It is crucial to have warming centers available for stranded travelers. Additionally, deploying snow plows and salt trucks to keep essential routes open can mitigate disruptions. Engaging the National Guard, as mentioned, is a key step for providing support and resources. Encouraging residents to stock up on essentials and stay home, unless absolutely necessary, will reduce risks and help emergency crews do their job effectively.
Jack, I completely agree with your points about communication and resource mobilization. It's really essential for local authorities to leverage all available channels to keep the public informed. The National Guard's involvement is indeed a significant step. I'd also like to emphasize the importance of community support. Neighbors helping neighbors, checking in on the elderly, and sharing resources can make a huge difference during these challenging times. It's all about coming together as a community. Well, folks, you won't want to miss this next one. The Daily Beast published an article on November 30th, 2024, revealing some pretty intense family drama. It seems Pete Hegseth's mother, Penelope Hegseth, sent an email back in 2018 accusing him of abusing many women. She later retracted the statement, according to the Times, but the email itself paints a disturbing picture. The report also mentions a prior rape accusation against Hegseth, which he denied, and details about his divorces. Jack, what are your initial thoughts on these revelations and their potential impact, especially given Hegseth's public persona?
Jaylen, the scenario is quite complex, right? The email from Penelope Hegseth certainly adds drama to the narrative, but her retraction complicates the picture. It raises questions about the reliability of such statements in emotionally charged situations. The timing of the email and subsequent retraction could suggest a moment of emotional turmoil. As for Pete Hegseth's public persona, these allegations, true or not, could erode public trust, especially considering his position and previous accusations. It is crucial to scrutinize the evidence and context before drawing conclusions, given the potential consequences on his career and personal life.
Jack, I agree. It's a tangled web, isn't it? The retraction definitely throws a wrench in things. It makes you wonder about the motivations behind both the initial email and the retraction. As a news reporter, I'm trained to look at all sides, and this situation has plenty. It highlights the challenges of dealing with personal matters in the public eye. The public often rushes to judgment, but we in the media need to be more careful, examining all available information before drawing conclusions. This story is far from over, folks, and it will be interesting to see how it unfolds. So, turning to our next story, the Associated Press published an article on November 30th, 2024, outlining the Republican Party's ambitious 100-day agenda if they win the election. It seems their key priorities include tax cuts, changes to healthcare subsidies, and adjustments to safety net programs. Jack, what's your initial reaction to this potential agenda and its likely impact on the American public?
The proposed agenda certainly sets the stage for a lively debate about economic and social priorities. Tax cuts, especially those benefiting the wealthy, have historically been controversial due to their potential to widen income inequality. However, supporters argue they could stimulate economic growth. The rollback of healthcare subsidies and changes to safety net programs could impact vulnerable populations significantly. Balancing economic growth with social welfare is a complex challenge. It will be interesting to see if the claimed benefits of these policies materialize or if they exacerbate existing inequalities. The reconciliation process suggests a fast-paced legislative push, which could limit thorough debate.
Well, Jack, I agree that this agenda will definitely spark some serious discussions. The potential impact on income inequality, as you mentioned, is a major concern. The Associated Press article highlights how similar tax cuts in the past disproportionately benefited higher earners. It's a tough balancing act, and we'll have to see how it plays out. Thanks for tuning in to Channel 41, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more in-depth discussions like this.